And what's up, everybody? Your boy Blake, Money Blake with another episode of the Loaded Joe's MMA podcast. Special Sunday show, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. I love talking MMA 24/7. So let's shout out the sponsors real quick so we can get on the show. Shout outs to FightBookMMA.com. News, notes, quotes. You can find plenty of other podcasts, plenty of other whatever kind of combat sports you're into. You find all that information, FightBookMMA.com. Check them out, man. Also, check out Zen Soap, ZenSoapCo.com. All natural soap from here in Austin, Texas. Of course, I was using them before they were a sponsor. I love it. Again, if you've got you get these, your skin is real irritable to like soaps and lotions, and this all natural ingredients. I promise. I had a lot of stuff again on my arms, and sometimes I break. No more of that. Check them out, ZenSoapCo.com. Use keyword Get Loaded on checkout, and my friends, you get 10% off and free shipping and handling. It's Christmas all year for all the Loaded Joe's listeners. I don't know much more to tell y'all. Like, I love everybody out there, so take advantage of that. Check out also NOP Media. NOP Media, again, they do all of our logos, all of our designs, graphics. Please holler at them if you need any video needs. I know a lot of athletes that, I want somebody to record me working out in the gym, make a promo video. Please holler at them. That's currently what we're working on. So, again, breaking news about that. So, shout outs to them, NOP Media. Find them Twitter, Facebook, online. Also, check out Gear Athletics, getgearworldwide.com. That's gear, G-E-A-R. Pretty simple. Check them out. Clothing needs. Check them out if you into jiu-jitsu. They got gis, rash guards, the whole nine. Please check them out. I love wearing their clothes. Shirts are very comfortable. I've got very big triceps, because I fucking work out 1,000 grams, 1,100 million pounds a day. So check them out, man. They got very comfortable shirts. The rash guards are amazing. Some of their designs you're never going to find anything like them. Gear Athletes, getgearworldwide.com. Also, shout-outs, finally, Austin Kickboxing Academy, only place where I work out. I'm not saying there's not another gym that's better or there's not other great gyms, but that's where I go, and that's where a lot of UFC fighters go when they come here to Austin. So please, check them out, AustinKickboxingAcademy.com. And if you're in Austin, come check out, get some free classes. Today's guest, he's another podcast host like myself. This guy's always super active. He's everywhere on social media, and I guarantee you've probably seen his page somewhere if you're part of any sort of MMA group. It's awesome having him on. We've got martial arts chat host with the most, the man with the plan over there from Glasgow, John Mcelroy. John, how you doing, my man?
It's great to be on. Thanks very much for having me and giving me your time, mate. Yeah, thank you for that lovely intro.
Man, that's one thing I like to do. I like to pat myself on the back, my little nice intros, man. But you deserve it, man. You got a great page running. You do your round table every Sunday and try to gather as many podcast hosts on as possible.
Every Sunday.
Yeah, let people know, man. Let people know. Martial arts chat. Let them know a little bit about it, how it got started, stuff like that.
We started the roundtable sort of came later. We started the podcast scene here in Scotland because the simple fact that there's no coverage. There's no even here in the UK in general, taking in the scope of England and Wales, things only really started to sort of get big once Conor McGregor got big. But I guess that was an international thing as well. But even still, it's local MMA and things like that just aren't promoted. They're not even. They're not even like the final piece of business on sport news. It's almost like it doesn't exist in this country. So myself and other groups like Fight Talk Scotland and other journalists and media members, a plan of ours to get it in the mainstream, and that's kind of where martial arts chat comes in. We're based in Scotland, but we don't discriminate, my friend. We're international. We like jumping over the pond and talking to you guys via the magic of Skype. So martial arts chat is definitely the one. I would like to think one of the founders for giving exposure to the beautiful world that is mixed martial arts here in the UK and particularly Scotland.
Yeah, that's dope, man. How long has it been around?
We've been doing it now for about 2, maybe 3 years. And I became a venture in this sort of last year, and every Sunday evening it's 8:30 here in the UK, 8:30 p.m. here in the UK time. just because the world's round, I guess we have to kind of try and get everybody in from lots of different countries. We have guys on from as far as Indonesia, Australia, America, all joining us. Can range, it's media members, coaches, fighters, you name it. We have them on every Sunday, and we like to talk some fighting. And who doesn't?
Right? No, who doesn't, man? And especially like nowadays with so much MMA going on everywhere, like just everywhere. Like it's exploding. There's you guys got over there in like Ireland and like England, a Bama going on, and like
Yes, sir.
Of course Bellator is they're going like worldwide. They're not just the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we have UFC. There's World Series of Fight, ONE FC. Like there's literally fucking everything. It's not like it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, even. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. Yeah, and it's continuing to evolve. And we had Robin Black on the show just before Christmas, and we were talking about.
I heard that.
Yeah, just it was just amazing what he was saying about the evolution. You're absolutely right, and in even the last 5 years, and then how quickly it sort of goes hand in hand with maybe compared to something like technology. The iPhone 4 now is a piece of shit. And it's like the latest thing, and everything's just changing more and more and more so quickly, and MMA and martial arts definitely falls in that category. It's evolving so fast.
Yeah. This is one of those sports, man, where I don't think even when I started watching it 8-9 years ago, like I would see it where it's at now. Like I would see myself having a podcast. I would see myself talking with fight. I would see the notoriety that people know it's not just UFC anymore. I remember, I love MMA, and they'd be like, "What's MMA?" It's like, "Oh, it's UFC." Like UFC. So now you say MMA, they're like, "Oh, I know MMA." Oh, okay, yeah. They might not know everything, but they know the 3 letters that are most important MMA, man. So, but yeah, I'm happy to have you on. I'm glad people. Please go follow him on Facebook. You got Twitters and all that good stuff too.
Yes, sir. At Martial Arts Chat.
That's it right there. Martial Arts Chat. Please, everybody, find them. It's a awesome network of people, and it's an awesome page. They always got the little videos that they post, man, like where it's just like a highlight of like whether it's something that happened yesterday in martial arts or whether it's something that happened 3 years ago. It's nice to kind of flash back, and I always have fun watching them. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about funny videos. We are talking about John's going to give me a rundown of Bellator from yesterday, because I unfortunately did not get a chance to watch it. It's 9:35. Usually I stay up and watch it. I didn't stay up and watch it because my favorite fighter of all time, Fedor, was not even on the card. I was day drinking yesterday, and I was like, I'll stay up, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna stay up. He's not on the card. Like maybe I'll go back and watch it. Maybe I won't. But we're gonna have John. John, tell me what did the action look like? What was everything? Talk to me, my man.
I was going to say my heart bleeds for you having to stay up to 9:30. You got to bear in mind the time difference we do here in the UK. Yeah, so I think it was we're looking about 2, maybe 3 a.m. Excuse me for the main card starting, and this sort of prelim on Spike. I was kind of dropping in and out, but I was most looking forward to the main card, the opening fight with Josh Koscheck, and I wanted to see just how much of. We know he's older, and we know he's not the same face off him, and that's always played a factor with his eye and all the rest of it. But I just wanted to see if that 2 years maybe of a healing up process or whatever, finding his love, I guess, for mixed martial arts again had reappeared, and it really hadn't. I mean, Mauricio, bless him, I wouldn't say he's the most dominant welterweight in the world, but he was like half-hearted striking, and Koscheck's covering up. He's covering up, turning his back a couple of times. I think it was Big John was the referee, and he must have known right away that's he must have been thinking to himself, what is Koscheck even doing in there? I saw a comment on our Twitter today. Someone simply said, Josh Koscheck, stick a fork in him because he is done. Yeah, and I mean, I thought that a couple of years ago, but this really sort of cemented it now. It's cool and all that because he has the notoriety of the name. Everyone remembers him from obviously the Ultimate Fighter days on the show and all the rest of it. But Josh Koscheck, man, forget about it, dude. Just hang it up. We're done with this now. I wouldn't say I was his biggest fan anyway, but it's just how many times can you watch him, taking that beat? Actually, I cast my mind back to, I think it was his last fight in the UFC was the Jake Ellenberger fight. Where
he got foaming at the mouth when he got choked out.
Yeah, I mean, it was just. I don't want to see it anymore. It's too harsh to watch. I don't know. Do you want to see Koscheck still compete in Bellator?
No, man, I was surprised when he signed with them because that means that he's going to be fighting. But when you see him fighting, he doesn't even want to be fighting. So it's very confusing to me when he signed with them. I guess he did it because like they're all like San Diego, him, and he's got the AKA affiliation, and him and Coker. Coker's got a strong affiliation with Austin or with American kickboxing. So I guess that's why he's. But I don't know, man. I heard he looked like dog shit last night, and it was TKO in first round. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was very difficult to watch, and I was just kind of checking on his Sherdog there. His last victory was against Mike Pierce 5 years ago. All right, we had that 2-year sort of hiatus. His last finish was against Matt Hughes. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. It's been a long time since he was looking good, and it seems like it's been a long time, like kind of like what you said, since he's been interested, and I just don't think he's interested anymore, and he's wasting everyone's time and sort of putting his own health at risk. I just don't want to see it anymore. Looking at the rest of the card though, the women's flyweight fight, that was Ortega and Mayo. I mean they've got it down here as doctor stoppage, the TKO for sure, and early in the third round. And I like the flyweight division. I like the flyweight division for the women in Bellator. I like what Bellator got to offer. I know they get a hard time. I don't know if it's people, my team or whatever, that's my side and that's who I'm picking, but sometimes Bellator can be so hit and miss. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll put out a Dada 5000 and these freak show matches, but they do have genuine contenders, and I like what they're doing with a lot of their female fighters. They just need beefing it up more. They need more people in there rather than you can't really have a top 10 if you've only got 9 fighters. You know what I mean? It's difficult to sort of have a steady division if you don't really have the numbers. But that was a fight. I was really excited for, but I was majorly disappointed, and I know you were too when the news came in around about that time for Fedor. Man,
Yeah.
It was obviously what everyone wanted to see, and not just for Bellator, but just for the phenom that is Fedor himself, and that kind of despite the rest of the fights looking okay. I mean, there was obviously the finish of Thompson and the Czech Congo I'll get to later on, but when that news started to come in, it's like at first you're doing that thing of checking social media, thinking, okay, is this a wind up? Is this for real? And then when it starts to sink in that this genuinely isn't happening. In fact, we'll just talk about that just now. I still don't know what the reason why. I mean, I hear it was because Mitrione was ill. I don't know if you can shed any light on this, but if someone's ill, surely they would. I was expecting a press release. That's what I mean. For news that big, it can't just be, the guy's ill. How can someone contract the cold and decide to pull out hours before he's about to fight?
Yeah, that's a good point, man. And a lot of these guys, and again, I want to touch on the Ortega fight here in a little bit, but a lot of these guys they come out of fight camp sick because and again, some of them will hold their composure a little bit better, but they get sick because your body is broken down. All you're doing in camp is breaking down muscle. Like on a I'm not a Scientologist, but I'm saying on a science level, your body is breaking down. A lot of these guys get infections. They get sinus. I heard sinus infections are very prominent, but they get colds. I don't know. When I found this out, I think I saw it first on like one of those like offset websites where you're like, I don't know if I believe that website. And then I started seeing it like everywhere. Like, oh shit, MMA Junkie's putting it out. Oh my god. So I don't know. Again, I'm gonna put I need a foil hat on because I don't know if Matt Mitrione was actually sick. I don't know that. I don't know that. Like, but why would they pull him out? Maybe something happened with Fedor, and they're like, let's put the blame on Matt. I don't know. I don't know for sure though. Again, that's
for sure. Yeah, I mean that was one of my initial thoughts as well. That it's is Matt Mitrione just a fall guy for what might be a bigger issue? Because we all know that Fedor had these issues with signing with the UFC. Not so much him, more his management, I think it was, and his sort of handlers, if you like. And part of the deal was not just the money, but I think he was wanting part of his or all of his team to sign up to Bellator. He comes with a lot of baggage, and probably quite rightly so. He's one of the what people like to say, part of the Mount Rushmore of MMA. But yeah, I sort of suspected that as well. Kind of what you're saying. Is it really just Mitrione's just who they're putting the blame on, and is it really to do with Fedor? Speculation at this point, but it definitely seems that it's fishy. I'm not buying this Mitrione was all of a sudden ill, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, Matt Mitrione, he seems like a tough guy. He doesn't seem like the Matt Mitrione from season 10 of Ultimate Fighter, where he's like, "Oh, I'm sick." Oh, I mean, and he gotten sick before and pulled out of one of those fights. So, I don't know. I don't think it just. I think again, I think we're kind of on the same page where I think it's really something to do with Fedor. They're just like, we'll just say it's Matt, and we won't have anybody talk about it though. So I don't know. I don't know. I wish. I really wish that didn't happen, but. It did, and you're right. It was one of those things. I think I was out, and I was just starting my meal, and I went to go check my news feed real quick. I tried to put my phone away as much as possible, but I looked at it, I'm like, there's no way this is true. There's no way this is true. And then I check it again, like, a little bit after, and I'm like,
Yes, that's what it's like. I can't believe this is happening.
yeah, like, fuck. Where's the rest of my? I need a stronger drink than this right now. Like,
Yeah, it's exactly right. And I was so disgusted myself. I was concentrating more on social media and investigating that I missed most of Tokov and France's fight. Now I know that was obviously the catchweight with the missed weight and whatever. But I know the Tokov got the finish. I believe it was in the second round. But yeah, that sort of distracted me from anything else happening, and kind of was like put me off. I'm looking going. Kind of like what you were saying, do I want to watch the rest of this now? Because really it's about Fedor. This is the main reason why I'm tuning in. I would drop in and out of Bellator, but I'm definitely tuning in if Fedor's on the main card. So I checked back in with Czech Congo and Ollie Thompson. And I mean, dominant, I suppose you could call it from Congo. But nevertheless, I wouldn't say the most exciting fight. But you've got to cut these guys some slack, man. It's like, you look at the rest of the card. Okay, so we had welterweights, flyweights, and what was a catchweight, but should have been a middleweight fight. So you've got lighter weight classes there. Then you stick on a heavyweight, and you stick on two big heavyweights in Ollie Thompson and Czech Congo. Those guys aren't going to be flying about like fucking Demetrius Johnson. You know what I mean? Right. Sometimes crowds forget what weight divisions they're watching. I remember UFC had that. Was it not like an all heavyweight card, and they did it in Denver or something?
Oh my god, yeah. And it was like Bart Hunt and Ben Roth headlining.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, they couldn't pick, I don't know who did that matchmaking, but they couldn't have picked it worse. And it's kind of like, what did you expect? And yes, it was dominant from Congo, but dominant and not in a strong sense, I guess is what I'm saying. Dominant in kind of what you expect from heavyweights. A lot of clinch, a lot of leaning on. But I think one of the judges scored at 30-25. I mean, Thompson didn't get a look in. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But it wasn't the most exciting of contests, I wouldn't think.
Well, it's funny that you say that too, because I was here. I got credentialed for when it came to Austin, when Bellator came to Austin, and the headliner was Tony Johnson in Czech Congo, and also another person who was on that card was that girl. What's her name? Vera Ortega or whatever the hell her name is.
Yes, Ortega.
She fought Anastasia Yanikova on the card as well, and that was an impressive fight to me, because Ortega, that was like fight of the night, fight of the month. Like, that was a fucking barn burner, man. Like, that was a war. So I'm really happy to see Ortega getting this win here like she did. But back on Czech Congo. Czech Congo has now, since he's been in Bellator, he's decided he recognizes his chin. I think he recognizes chin's not the best. He gets dropped a lot. And one thing that was beating him was people wrestling him. So he decides to all of a sudden become this wrestler, or more of like a clinch guy against the cage, and then he'll take you down with a double. Like, that's really his go-to move. But it's funny, man, because I'll see him train here. He trains a lot he lives here in Austin, actually.
Right.
But he trains a lot at the On It Academy, the Joe Rogan, Aubrey Marcus On It. He trains a lot there. And he doesn't. I'm not saying he never works his jiu-jitsu, but when I always see him there, he's got a sparring partner and he's working his stand-up. Like, that's always what I see him doing. So I don't know when the hell he's doing this or what, but like, that's what I remember. My Czech Congo in my head was Czech Congo just knocking people out, you know?
Yes. Pat Barry fight comes to mind, yeah.
Yeah, like the Pat Barry one, or even when he fought, and it's a good one, when he fought Cain Velasquez, he didn't win that fight. But if anybody remembers, he knocked him down once in the first round. He knocked him down once in the second round.
Yeah.
Yep. And so that's the Czech Congo I remember. And that's the one I want. Everybody, I think, keeps watching Czech Congo to see when that Czech Congo is going to come out of
Yeah.
retirement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see when that happens because, it's not now. But I kind of hit it on a positive note. That Ortega girl, man, she's got a world of – the world is her oyster, so to speak, man. That girl is bad. That girl is bad. It's 125, right? She's fighting 125 flyweight.
She fights at 125. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that division, man. That's something they need to have more prominent in UFC, and I hope they sign some of the girls. I think that I think the UFC let go that were 125er or 135ers or 115ers, and sign them and keep building that 125 division because that can be an exciting division that the UFC's not capitalizing on, and Bellator kind of is keeps striking the nail while it's hot, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and it totally makes sense to do that. Bellator's tried the kickboxing thing. They've tried a couple of different ways to be different from the UFC. Probably that was more under the Bjorn Rebney era, if you like. But yeah, they need to try and sort of stand out. Really, as if you've got such a mega company in a small scope, really, still in this country. I hate to kind of reiterate that, but mixed martial arts is still so new and so not unheard of, but it's getting there. It's not like what it is, like what you get. Important that you have sort of these different divisions, something different, offer something different than an alternative to the UFC. And by doing this, by creating 125 divisions, that's certainly going to help them stand out, especially the fighters like you said. Yeah, they're kick ass. Did you get a chance to see the main event then with Josh Thompson and Patrick Fury?
Yeah, I didn't watch shit, man. Like I said, I made a decision. I made a valid decision last night. It was like, should I stay up a little bit longer? Or should I just go to sleep? And I was just like, I'm just going to sleep. Like, I'm a very emotional. Like, I run a podcast. I love MMA. I talk MMA. I'm sure you've seen I know about MMA. But I'm a very emotional MMA fan. When there's something like that happens, I do my finger. I said, no. I do my Dikembe Mutombo finger. I said, nope. Not gonna do it, man. So I might watch it tonight or here in a little bit. But last night it was too much, too heavy. I was carrying around my Fedor picture as I went to sleep and just staring at it and like, I hope you come back, man.
I don't know if you're a fan of the Punk, but Josh Thompson's kind of, after watching that when they get uppercutted and then just got finished, and he needs to retire, I think, but for different reasons than to Koscheck. Koscheck doesn't look interested, and I think Thompson still wants to be the number one guy, and he could still be in the discussion of a top contender, maybe not in the top 10 I guess is what I'm trying to kind of say. But I don't see him ever becoming a title holder. I don't see that for Thompson now. I think he would still have hunger to fight, but it would be a lost cause. That's kind of what I'm saying. After watching how he got finished last night early in that second round, it's not the same way that like it's over, stick a fork in him and he's done. But if he has aspirations to be a champion, he can forget about it,
Yeah, no, like especially you can't get past somebody like Patricky. Like not to say Patricky is an easy fight, but he's that guy. Like if you can beat him, you can go on further in the division. If you can't beat him, you're gonna just go fight Ryan Couture or something like that. Like don't come over here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was interested. I'm not so much a Punk fan, and not for the reason of like, oh, he was the heel or he was this. Just like I was just never kind of got into him. And the Pitbull brothers, man, those guys are fire, dude. Like no matter if they win or lose, like they're either winning by KO or they're losing by KO. So it's always interesting seeing those guys fight, man. And you want to root for them if you're a Bellator fan. Not to say you don't want to root for Josh Thompson, but you want to root for them because you always want to get that Bellator talent, that homegrown talent. You want to see that if it's a restaurant, that's their home plate. That's what that's their specialty. You want to see that rise to the occasion and really stand out. And every time you see the Pitbull brothers do something good, like that's a good mark for Bellator because you look at the record and they're like, oh, they've been in Bellator this whole time. No shit. Yeah. Okay. Let me tune in the next time they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
deliver one way or another.
Absolutely, yeah. It makes you want to watch their product. That's a good point, actually. So do we have a rumor? Do we know what's going to happen with Fedor going forward? I know he had what he said is a 2-fight deal. So far, there's been no fights.
It's,
Do we
it,
know if he's
it's
ever
a
going to
two
fight again?
it's a
Yeah.
2-fight deal because they're doing the 4-man essentially the 4-man tournament to determine who will be the world champion for Bellator, the heavyweight division. Since Vitaly Minikov just kind of up and was like, "Bye, Felicia's," went back to fucking Russia and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's this 2-fight deal. Like everybody's like, "Why you got 2 fights?" That's why, because it's a quarter. You got to do the
Right.
quarterfinals, then you got to do, So I don't know who he's gonna fight next. To be quite honest, the names that are kind of coming out there are, Vanderlei was one of the names. Because they're still trying to work out stuff with him. Like, who doesn't want to watch that fight? Chael Sonnen is game for going up to fight Fedor. But I mean, that's one of those marquee fights that would draw a name. Like anything with Chael and anything with
that's
Fedor.
true. Yeah.
So maybe King Mo, like they want to
I'd
put
like to see
somebody
that.
with the name that has some name value that's either that can go up to heavyweight or it's already a heavyweight. So that's kind of the direction that I'm hearing or was hearing before the Matt Mitrione fight was signed, and I'm sure that's still the direction that they're going to go. I just don't know when this happens. Maybe it's summertime. Who knows,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I obviously want to see it. But I don't think there's anyone that doesn't want to see Fedor compete. But after what, I mean, I don't know. Did you see the Maldonado fight
Yeah,
and all
I
this
remember.
controversy that went with that?
It's so funny, man. Quick story on that. I was working. I worked for at the time. I was working for Progressive, and I was a claim taker. You get the call. I got my headset on, and people calling in. So I'm taking claims, and at the same time I've got my phone going because it was on EFN. I forget the actual name of the organization, but I think it was EFN. It was on Fight Pass, and I remember typing it, and I was watching it, and I'm watching it, and every time I'm like, oh, and I'm like making noises, and like the customers are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." I'm like, "Oh my god," because like that first round, I thought Fedor died.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, that was an emotional roller coaster. That whole phone call and that whole fight.
It was like watching it through the fingers. Oh man, this and when he's getting rocks and he's going one way and then the other, and it was really difficult watching. And obviously the controversy is a nice way of putting it. The judge's decision on was it a unanimous decision they gave to Fedor on that fight? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it was, man, and it was funny because Maldonado tried to appeal it, and it was just like, well, no,
You're in Russia.
We're all friends. That's no, go away, go back to Brazil.
Pretty much, yeah. For Maldonado, that's a shame.
Poor Maldonado, yeah, he got robbed, man. That was Ross Pearson, Diego Sanchez, 2014, robbed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I hope some good things happen with Fedor, and his last fight was interesting. So let's hope his next fight is just as interesting. Real quick, man, I gotta bizounce here in a little bit, go breakfast. I want to get your quick picks though on the main card for this UFC. What is this, Fight Night 100,000?
Yeah, I don't know why they keep up with those numbers. I just call it Fight Night. Yeah, I don't know.
UFC Fight Night. Who is it? Browne and what's that boy?
Black Beast.
Big boy's name, yeah. Black Beast.
Derek Lewis.
Yeah, buddy. He's
he's a monster of a man.
He really is. And here's the funny thing, man. I've never bought into the Black Beast hype, and it's not to say I don't like Derek Lewis, because I'm from Texas. I'm from Austin. We're literally, if I drive 2.5 hours east, I'm in Houston. So it's not to say I don't like him because he's not from Texas, but he's just never struck me as like somebody that's that good. He's not. You don't see great footwork. He's not. What's his name? That dude who beat Arlovsky and
Francis Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou. I was thinking Ngannou. I'm like, that's not right. Francis Ngannou though, he doesn't have that slick footwork. He doesn't have like he's not mobile. He bumbles after you like real slowly, and then he hits you, and then you die. It's like when you play video games, and like there's that one character, and you're like, oh god, I don't want to get hit, I don't want to get hit, and you get hit, and all your life points dead off for one hit. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. That's what makes it so good. It's like it's kind of like what you're saying. Yeah, it's all martial and no art with Derek Lewis. Do you know what I mean? It's just raw brutality. That's what you got to love about him. I mean, that celebration alone. When he finishes a guy, man, he is a scary looking dude. And I think he's got a bit of a past. He's done. I think he's done some jail time and all the rest of it. I love it. I love seeing. I want it.
Streets. He's from the streets for sure. Like everybody I know. I know a lot of guys in the high, and I know a lot of guys in the low. Because I'm not from the best side of town here, so I still have a lot of connections. He is from the gutter, like the gutter. Like if you hear those stories of like George, it's a very similar like kind of upbringing of not in some ways to like George Foreman, like from the streets. They find him. He can hit pads really well. He hits the bag really well. They're like, let's get you to fight real quick, okay? It's kind of like that, and not in a bad way. I'm happy to see him off. You always happy to see a Cinderella story, so to speak, but I don't think Browne's the guy to have this Cinderella story against. Like I said, man, my quick picks for this one, I've got Browne. I hate picking against Johnny Hendricks, but he needs to give me something to work with. Lombard, Sam Cecilia, Elias Theodorou, because me and him got the best hair in MMA. In the MMA game, look at I got volume in my hair. Look at that. There's no product right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is all bed heads.
It's all bed heads.
And you know what? I'm okay with it. It sticks like a lot of people ain't even got that. Sarah McMahon, and I'll probably go with Paul Felder. I think they're trying to feed him somebody good, but Alessandro Ricci ain't that guy. But I think he pulls the win off. I'm eager to hear again any other points you have, and then your quick picks, man. I want to know who I might need to maybe lay some heat down on, man.
Well, the thing is with the McMahon fight, I believe that Gina missed weight by quite a bit, so there's going to be a catch weight. Whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. I don't know how much Sarah McMahon's cutting to make 135, so that could play a factor in what they've announced. Is I think it's 139 pounds or something for this fight. Yeah, got to go with Felder against Ricci. Paul Felder's the man. Elias Theodorou, I don't know. I've not seen enough of Theodorou, and I know he's a big middleweight. Yeah. I've not seen enough of him though, to sort of make a decision on his fight with Ferreira. Sam Cecilia, got to agree with you 100% there. The thing is with Johnny Hendricks and Lombard though, I mean Lombard got knocked into next week with that fight with Dan Henderson.
Yeah.
And I know it's been a while, maybe about 6-7 months removed from that now, maybe a wee bit more. But yeah, I mean, if Dan Henderson's knocking you out, that plays a part in things to come.
But I mean, is it really like? Does it really like? It's Dan Henderson's one of those guys where you're like, I'm either getting knocked out or I'm gonna knock him out. Like and then you can't walk. Like I get it. Like KOs are bad for the head, brain damage, and all that stuff. But I think looking like at least me, like if I fought Dan Henderson, got knocked out, I'm like, but it's Dan Henderson. Like it's not like I got knocked out by Neil Magny or something like.
True, but when Dan Henderson knocks you out, the referee has to drag Dan Henderson off because he's just hitting and hitting and hitting. That's the difference, you know what I mean? And with Johnny Hendricks going up to middleweight, I mean, I'm surprised he even made middleweight. He's something else recently. I don't know what's happened to Johnny Hendricks since those Robbie Lawler fights. It's almost like he's another one you could probably put in that cost check bracket of. I mean, I don't think he looks interested anymore. When Stephen Thompson was lighting him up, I saw a look in his eyes of just like, I don't want to be here. And I don't think Johnny Hendricks has ever returned, but maybe middleweight, turn over a new leaf, so to speak. That might make the difference. That's the only one I'm not sure about, Hendricks and Lombard. There's too many factors going in this.
Yeah, I want to touch on some of those factors real quickly. I like that you brought this up, and I like we're spending a little bit of time on this because Johnny, from what I hear, so his I don't even want to say nutritionist, his weight management specialist, a good friend of mine, Lou Giordano. We used to do a podcast together, everything like that. So shout outs to him. So I see a lot. Word comes down, not from him, but like you see posts he does and stuff like that. A lot of what it seems like kind of post all of this is Johnny, one, didn't train right for Wonder Boy, didn't train right for anybody else, and he's not. You can see that Lou helps other fighters make weight that are disciplined. You can see the fighters that are not disciplined when they have weight management specialists. Yeah. I'm not pointing the fingers and say anybody told me anything, But that's it. The impression that I get, Johnny's just not disciplined enough to make 170. The thing about this fight, though, he's got the cardio to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. He's got the wrestling to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Since that fight, though, he's never really been out. He was never out of the Kelvin Gastelum fight. He was never out of the Magny fight. In fact, he was in top.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Magny. Yeah, that's right.
He used his wrestling, like, in both of those fights. Like, he was never out of it. Like, he never got rocked, and you're like, oh, shit, like, Johnny's chin's gone. It's more like he just kind of got outworked, but he was always there. He was always there to work with you. It's like when you go to the gym and you're on the treadmill and you got your friend running a treadmill next to you, and both hit that same speed, but whoever can kind of get to that next one, right, and then last longer. He's the guy. He's the guy that turns it down first. Like, he's like, "Oh fuck, you got me. Okay, I get." But he's there with you. He's there with you. You know.
Yeah. It's almost like embrace the grind is not his forte, which is unusual being a collegiate wrestler for all those years. I forgot about the Magny fight though. That's a good point actually you bring up. I forgot about the Neil Magny fight, and kind of there was that little split decision, right?
Yeah.
There was that
split decision.
There was that kind of John Ray Hendricks typical reaction of, "Oh, the whole world's against me. Oh, this sucks." And it's like, well, just get back on the horse, Johnny. Get back on the horse, train harder, and a decision will come your way. I don't know. That one's too close to call, though, but I'm looking forward to it. But as for the main event, I'm picking the Black Beast, man. It's got to be Derek Lewis. Is Travis Browne is he still training with, is he still under Edmund, or has he left? I heard rumours he was leaving, but I don't know if that's...
And again, I give my prediction on the Hendricks Lombard. I got either Lombard in the first KO or Johnny by a decision, because Lombard... that boy got too many muscles to be moving around. You know what I mean? So
he's got muscles in places some people don't have places.
Yeah, man. He I don't know. I didn't want to think about all the muscles he got, man. But So I think it's gonna go one of those two ways. This fight, Browne is still with what's his name, Edmund Terverdin, but he's going to Black House too. Like, so he's not just there, which I think is really good. I heard him. The one that turned the interview that turned me, it was on UFC Unfiltered, and it really turned me. And I'm like, oh shit, man! He pointed out a lot of things about Derek Lewis that I think I hadn't really thought about. Derek Lewis isn't on the best win streak. Like, okay, he got a win over like Roy Nelson, but barely did that, bro. He got a win over Gonzaga, but who the hell cares about Gonzaga anymore? Like, not anybody. Like, my grandma could knock out Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? Like, his chin is not the best. And that's no knock on Gonzaga. He's a great athlete. Like, all these guys are great athletes. So I'm very dismissive, but this is a very comedic way. Like, if they ever find me, we have to square up. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna go down like no bitch. But catch me outside. How about that? No, but so I'm. Derek Lewis he's a great guy. He's got great power. I think this is a fight where, if you remember, I mean, Travis Browne is another guy where he wasn't even out of his last fight. His finger got broken. He went 3 rounds with Verdum. Like, think about that. Like, not everybody can break their finger, let alone carry along with their day without going to the ER, let alone fight another guy that is there to kill you.
No, I'm not buying that. The adrenaline's too much. You're an MMA fighter, you're a UFC fighter. Broken fingers, not jack shit. You're a big boy. He needs to get on with that, especially against Verdum.
I get it, man. And again, losing to Kane the way he did, I've never been a fan of Browne, but I'm gonna go for him in this fight. I just think his experience is a little. I think he's going to take down Derek Black Beast, and Derek Black Beast, he gets taken down in almost all of his fights. So to see that, and to have that happen, I'm gonna go with him in this fight, man. But it sounds like you're going with Black Beast.
We'll get some pennies on that, or some cents rather, and see where that one goes. Oh, so that's good stuff, mate.
Yeah, man. Well, those are my 2 cents on all those fights. John, man, this has been nice catching up. We might have to do this more often, just kind of a quick, compacted, what happened, what's going to happen. And, hey, man, let people know, again, where they could find Martial Arts Chat, all the outlets, all the sources. Shout out anybody you need to, man. And, again, thank you so much for coming on. Shout out everybody you need to right now, though.
Appreciate that, brother. It's at Martial Arts Chat on Twitter, and the same for Facebook. Find us on Martial Arts Chat. We're on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes. I think we've got Stitcher in there as well. You name it, we're on all the platforms. Roundtable every Sunday, 8:30 p.m. here in the UK. So for you guys, that'll be 2 or 3, depending on if you're Central or Eastern. It's live every Sunday, and then during the week we have our pre-records as well. So come check us out, at Martial Arts Chat. But Blake, really appreciate it, man. Thanks very much for your time. We need to do it again soon, brother.
Yeah, man, I'm finally glad we got this connected. Everybody who don't know, we've been trying to do this 2 weeks. Life fucking happens. But you know what? We make it happen. We make it work. John, thank you so much for coming on, my man. My brother from across the pond, John Mcelroy. You guys check him out. Martial Arts. Martial Arts Chat. And yeah, John, thank you so much, man. You do have a good rest of the day. Watch the fights, man. I'll stay in touch with you, and we'll see who gets the win.
Whoosh.
My man. You have a good rest of the day, brother. Peace.
Thanks very much, brother. You take it easy. Cheers.